I'm Harry, also known as Half Lamberth, 1962 Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Electrical Engineering, followed by Computer Engineering graduate courses starting 4 years later.
Well, congratulations on being named the Gold Nugget this year. What does this award mean to you?
Well, it generally seemed to be a recognition of lifetime engineering achievements in service to UTEP, and the comments I've received are generally to the effect of being well deserved. Well, the biggest single impact to my career was the opportunity to work part-time on campus at Schillinger Research Laboratories. Parenthetically, they're a little bit like the Keck Center is now. Different business model, different research objects, but serving the same general service to students on campus. This, along with the leadership and social development opportunities at the Student Senate, as an officer in my professional societies, coupled with a 2-year stint as a technician at White Sands Missile Range before graduation, enabled me to enter the workforce at a level well above my peers and consequently set me on to early achievements and advancements really beyond my years. Well, it wasn't a straight line. Had a sort of a humble growing up, definitely not a silver spooner. One of those little 800 square foot houses with one bathroom and a couple of bedrooms. At least it had hot water, right? My first year was not very stellar. I had really not focused. I really had only started thinking about being an engineer my senior year in high school. But after taking 2 years off, getting married, starting a family, working at White Sands, which sort of focused me really to come back and quit a good job and come back to get an education, things become much more focused and serious for me. Well, first of all, don't get started until you're ready. One of the things that we've learned in the engineering advisory board is we have a very high dropout rate, at least in engineering. I can't speak for the other colleges. I think a lot of people clamor to get in, they're allowed in. I don't know what all the various, what do you want to call it, screening activities are now. But generally, students haven't been ready to start engineering before they started it. You know, if you got to go to a year in a junior college or two, kind of like they've always done on the East Coast as finishing schools, do it. You'll grow up. You'll be much more serious and focused about what we do. And when you get there, basically, to me, it's, we all talk about giving back. And frankly, when you're in the middle of your career, you're trying to raise your family, pay the rent, pay the medical bills and all that. Frankly, most people don't have the time, energy, or interest in doing something else. You're pretty much full-time keeping it together. But once you start getting, all the kids out, you're getting towards retirement or after retirement, you realize you've got a wealth of knowledge that you would like to be able to impart. And for me, this has been a golden opportunity to help using what I know to make things better for those coming along. Well, it's basically putting me under house arrest. Like everybody else, it's the pestilence that severely shut down my ability to engage with things UTEP, primarily as all the stakeholders are being overcome by their own events. For example, our acting dean of engineering got on the job, I think, the week that the shutdown started to become obvious, has had to cope with virtual teaching, development, along with a graduation commencement. It's hard to do anything much that involves contact with people in charge at UTEP because they're all overcome with what they've got to get done. Yeah. Well, it's where I went to school. It's where I got my start. It's the old alma mater thing. El Paso's always been sort of hometown. I mean, it's where I went to high school and college, right? And so it's been an opportunity for me to do this giving back, which is more than just stuffing letters or knocking on doors. I can actually do something at a professional level that is useful to a wider audience. One thing we haven't done very good is promotion nationally. I have a lot of ideas. I've got some colleagues that do. It's be a subject at our next engineering advisory board of how we can get in front of those people who are out there. Many of them haven't given us, change of address as they've moved on. Hard to contact them, but some combination of direct mail, social media, etc., is needed to encourage people to come back for the venues that are. That's one of the reasons that I started the Orange County Picnic, was to where I live. And I know people here. I know the lay of the land. I've been here 40 years. It's an opportunity to advertise UTEP, encourage those people who've been hiding under a rock to come out and come back. Well, really, this goes back to an old group case study that says all of us together are better than any one of us. It's all about synergy, group cooperation, and frankly, when I say diversity, I'm not talking racial diversity, although that's part of it. I'm talking about the fact that we all live our own lives. We all grow up differently. We all live differently, have different, even if we're in the same, I'll say curriculum, if we're all engineers or if we're all whatever social scientists, we each have our own experience. And if you mix all those experiences together, that diversity, you can go very, very much further, because the group experience helps you to avoid the errors of, what do you want to call it, experimentation. In other words, it's like a formal education, except you've learned it practically and you avoid mistakes and you get better ideas going forward.